tired of shaking hands. I like to hug. As you heard, my name is Ringo, and we wrote all this stuff out about a good friend of mine. So I may even read it because I don't like looking down. I like to look at the audience. Something I like to do. So let's get on with it. Okay. Every year, the Founders Award is presented to an artist who had shaped the soundscape of popular music, and I am proud to be here tonight to pay tribute to this great musician and great man. Well, he's left the room. Joe Walsh. Oh, he's over there. Okay, to the great Joe Walsh. We couldn't be more deserving of this award, and it is all for the great cause supporting Paul and Jody Allen's charity supporting music education and youth programs. Now, I thought the kids were great, and I think you're great for doing this for the kids. I had to work in a factory and play at nights, so they're getting it easy, but it's still good. I just throw these things in, they're not written down. Joe has been making incredible records for over 46 and a half years. But tonight is special because this is the first time Joe is being recognized and honored as a solo musician. People all over the world know and love Joe's music. We will hear some performed tonight by his friends and him, of course. We also know and love him for his sense of humor, but not everyone knows Joe as the generous, kind, and loving human being I know as my friend. Whenever I've needed him or wanted to collaborate, he has always been there for me. So I love the man. Joe and I have known each other for a long time, and probably longer than either of us can remember, because we were both taking a lot of medication in those other days. When we made my record that Joe produced in 1983, we called it Old Wave, and we thought we were really hip. You know. Anyway, went down better at home, that joke. Which Joe produced. We wrote most of the songs, or I'd go into the library and write a couple of lines, then give it to Joe, and he'd make it into something fabulous. The thing he said which confused me the most was, now, when we'd finished the record, now let's have a mini party. I'm still confused by a mini party. And my party lasted till 1988, but it's good now. The first person, when I put the All-Stars together in 1989, the first person I called was Joe. I had his number in my book, and without hesitation, he said yes, you know. And then I went down the line. The first All-Star band actually was like an orchestra. I was so nervous about putting this thing together. So everyone I called said yes. So we had like 19 people on the stage. I called Joe anyway. We had so much fun. He joined me for the second All-Star Band tour. He was still on a lot of medication then. But, you know, what was great, he never let me down. He got on that stage, he played great every night, and then we carried him to bed. But he never let me down. Every year since 2008, on July the 7th, my birthday, I celebrate a peace and love moment, lately in LA, but we've done it in Chicago, in Hamburg. We've done it on the 7th of July. But Joe, since 2008, has always been there to support me and, you know, always been by my side. And also in 2008, the same year, he married Barbara's sister, who was there. Barbara's sister Marjorie. Now, of course, we have to call her Mrs. Walsh. And so Marjorie brought Joe in, and now We're related. Okay, every year we've done that. He's the family. Marjorie now, he's in the family. And now that we are both medication-free, we remember everything. And of course, I'm not going to tell you everything. We would be here all night, so let me get on with the show and hear from the great man himself, a man is an honor of me to call my friend, Joe Walsh.
Thank you, Ringo, for those medication-free remarks. Those are great. I'm just going to say a few more things about Joe and his music, and then we'll hear from him. I first became a fan of Joe's music in 1970. That's when I heard Funk 49 and tried to learn how to play it on my electric guitar. I think it was about a $30 guitar. We'll find out if I still remember later, but it's unclear. So, like Jimi Hendrix, who inspired the building we celebrate in tonight, Joe is a gifted songwriter who has an amazing ability to play both lead and rhythm guitar and to give us licks so good that we never ever forget them. He is the master of both bone-crushing power chords, stinging slide playing, soaring lead lines, and melodies that we can't get out of our heads. His playing is always tasty and soulful, and his writing ranges from the powerful to the delicate. I think of songs like Rocky Mountain Way with Joe's incredible vocals and one of the best riffs and best slide guitar leads you're ever going to hear. I also think of songs like Life in the Fast Lane, another unforgettable song with an unusual stop-start riff that carries us along. He brought to the Eagles a style of playing and performing that, as Joe himself once said, helped bring it up a notch, at least a notch, in my opinion. He also brought a bit of country flavor to rock, but melded it with more power than anyone had used before. As a solo artist and producer, Joe has continued to astonish us. So thank you, Joe, for all the songs, the riffs, and the solos, and the incredible shows you continue to play, and the music you continue to write. Not only have you been a giant of rock and roll music, part of your legacy is that you've inspired generations of musicians to take risks and to explore new possibilities. Now, on behalf of MoPOP, it's my honor to present you with the 2016 Founders Award. Congratulations, Joe Walsh.
Wow. This is a real honor, and I'm humbled to be this year's recipient of the Founders Award. I want to thank the Museum of Pop Culture, Paul Allen, Jody Allen, for this recognition, and I want to thank my brother-in-law, Ringo, for always being there for me, my wife, Marjorie, who I love dearly, and my whole family. I'm also grateful to all my friends who showed up and are going to play tonight for you. I didn't think anybody was going to come, and it's past their bedtime, but we'll get started here, and we'll have a great time. You know, they shut down music programs in public schools, something like 10 years ago, and now they're going, geez, what happened to music? What happened to, there's no good songs anymore. Duh! You know? My high school music teacher has a lot to do with the reason I'm here. Because he told me, Joe, you got it, go do it. And my grandparents said, when are you going back to college, Joe? I showed my grandmother my first gold album. She said, when are you going to cut your hair and get a job? But it's so important that young people have a place. It's like Field of Dreams. You build it, and they will come and play. And that's what this place is. And I'm grateful to be a part of it and support it. Thank you, Paul. Let's do some music. Well, the challenge is this, challenge is that, changes it every day. Says it doesn't matter. Faces are loaded, cases